Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Meet the Mustangs. I am Nicole Robinson, and tonight we have the pleasure of talking to Will Winfrey, number 58 of the Connecticut Mustangs. So how you doing tonight, Will?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. Glad it's Friday. Had a long week. So
Yeah.
so before we start talking about anything that has to do with football, let me ask you, how are you handling yourself during this pandemic? I know like things are kind of I don't want to say dwindling down some, but it's not as crazy as it was. But how did it affect you and your family, and how did you guys handle
Um. Well, with the pandemic and everything, my mother being a severe asthmatic, it kind of cracked down on us doing a lot of outside activities. So, I just mainly go to work, come home, try to help her out as much as I can. So pandemic is having effects on everyone as well, like everywhere else. Like it's crazy.
Okay. So you mentioned still going to work. Did you like get laid off or furloughed or anything? Have you been working the whole time?
Oh well, I actually recently just started working during the pandemic. I was without a job for a little bit, so I recently just started working during the pandemic, gracefully. So I've been there for a few months now. So I'm blessed to see that.
Exactly. That's nice. Nice to get that job, especially when you need it the most. Well, we all need our
Yeah.
keep our jobs the most. So, why don't you just start with telling me where you're from, some of the things you like to do when you were a child?
I'm from right here in New Haven, Connecticut. Born and raised. I'm 28 years old. Growing up, I always been into like sports. Never really played organized sport. Always like with my friends and neighborhoods. Came from playing Sunday tackle football at Bowman Field every Sunday out there. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much my childhood, just playing sports outside, playing video games.
So when did you actually start playing football? Would you say, like, was it because I know you just said you didn't really do too much organized sports. Did you play like any of the Pee Wee leagues or anything like that when you were younger?
Unfortunately, I was one of them kids that was always kind of too big for the
No.
group, so I couldn't. And they never like allow me to go up to another age group. So I didn't originally start playing sports till my junior year in high school. Honestly, that's when I
Wow.
started playing football. And I fell in love with it since then.
Wow. So I would say you probably been playing what, a little bit over 10 years or so, because you say you're 28.
Yeah,
So, oh wow. So you kind of started on the later end of the spectrum.
yeah.
I see. So when you played in high school, was it something that, because you say you fell in love, but were you good at the game and fell in love, or did it just something that,
Um,
like, did you have a natural talent?
no, actually, one of my teammates now helped me get good in my spot. Marquise Brown, he's my teammate now, and in Hill House, he was my teammate then. So learning the lineman spot where I play now is because of him. I learned a lot of it.
Oh, nice, nice. Now you say you're a lineman, so and you said you were you were considered to be too big to play in the Pee Wee leagues. So how, like, are you still like a bigger sized guy? Like, how big are you right now? Because I know linemen gotta be pretty big.
Pretty big still. No, I'm like 260 right now, 6'1", so
Okay.
still pretty big.
That's like a nice size though. But I know, knowing what I know about football, I know linemen gotta be able to stop them, protect what is it, their offense or defense, something like that.
Yeah, but
Something like
on
that.
offense protect the ball, on defense get the ball.
Okay, see, I knew you had to protect something. I just didn't know what side it was. But so you said you fell in love, and is that what made you try out for the Connecticut Mustangs with the semi-pro league, or was it like your friends trying out for the team that made you try out? What would you say made you try out for the Connecticut Mustangs?
Um, well, originally I started off as a Raven, So what drew me into playing there was I have a lot of aggression and anger I used to have to deal with. So instead of sitting around and letting everything bottle up, I thought, why not give this semi-pro thing a try? You know what I mean? I miss some of the guys that I was playing with on Sundays. No, they went on Sundays to go play semi-pro. So it's like once that left, it's like I don't got no more football playing to me. So it's like, all right, let me go play semi-pro.
Okay, I hear that. So how many years have you been playing semi-pro altogether? Because you mentioned being a Raven first, and now you're with the CT Mustangs. So how many years has it been altogether?
This would be my 3rd or 4th year right now.
Okay. So how many years do you feel like you have left in you to give the game to give the sport of semi-pro football?
I don't know how many years I got left in me. Cause I honestly want to start coaching my son coach him up into be football playing and everything. So I don't know how much more years I got left in me, but as long as God willing, I'm willing.
Oh, I hear that. I hear that. It's basically saying as long as your body is telling you you can step out on that field, you're gonna do it. And I mean, honestly, a lot of the other guys are saying the same thing. You know, it's not about the years, it's just about how you feel, you know, mentally and physically to get out there, because football is a tough sport. Like, you take a lot of hits, so you have to really be able to, maintain that. So
Definitely.
Yeah, so besides for the love of the game, like, what do you wish to get out of playing with the Connecticut Mustangs?
What I wish to get out of it, to the exposure, to make the Connecticut Mustang exposure bigger than what it is now. That's my main purpose. I don't want anything else from it besides the exposure.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. I mean, that's like I mentioned in the beginning, that's part of the purpose of the interviews. It's like you never know who's going to see it. And sometimes it's not really about what you know, it's about who you know that can bring you to that next chapter. So, that's a really good thing. And it's also good because you said you wanted to coach, and you wanted to coach your son to basically kind of groom him to be the next football star of your family. So who knows what person is going to watch this and know that you're interested and can get you, where you need to go with your son. So that's definitely good. And besides your son, and football, what other things occupy your time? Because, I have children myself, so I know children take up a lot of time. But what other things do you do in your time?
Other things I do besides hanging with my kids and football is play video games all day. Play video games, or I watch a lot of movies. That's pretty much it.
Do you have a favorite type of movie, like a favorite genre, like comedies, dramas, mysteries, or you just pretty much anything?
I'm the ultimate comic nerd. I'm literally the ultimate comic nerd. How you gonna find me on the field is look down at the socks. This crazy socks with the superheroes all over it. That's me.
Those are, I'm gonna say, those are nice socks, though. I like crazy socks. So, and you mentioned your kids. How old are your kids?
Lil Will will be 4 in August. 4 in August, and my baby boy will be 3 in September.
Nice. Those are nice ages. Yeah, I have a 16-year-old and a 5-year-old. I'm done, completely done. They test my patience, but children are a blessing. So definitely enjoy it while you can, because once they grow up, it's totally different. And do you want both your sons?
They grow so fast.
I know, right? Do you want both your sons to follow in your footsteps?
No, I actually want them to do something different from each other. Like me and my brothers, we all played football at the same time, but only one of my brothers, we played on the same team together. So it's like, I want one to play football, one to play basketball or boxing or whatever he would choose to do. But it's just that little Will, once he started playing football, once I started playing, because I had him during my first year of playing football. So he fell right in love into it.
Yep, he want to follow daddy. That's that's just what
Yeah,
they do. I mean, you can't blame him for that. Like, you're his hero, and that's great, because although some people don't really actually think that they have people out there watching them, you do. And so your son is watching you, and I'm sure other little boys are watching what you're doing too, and they're gonna definitely want to follow in your footsteps, especially if you're doing something great that they can relate to and they can enjoy the way that you enjoy. So keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully
yeah,
your sons turn out great, this like how you plan. So what's next for you
yes.
after you decide that football is done and you say, I'm hanging up my cleats, I don't want to get on the field anymore? Where do you see yourself next? Like, at that next step?
The next step after this is still being part of the Mustang organization. You know what I mean? So, like I said, try to help expose it to the further extents.
Well, that's
So it's
good.
like once I hang it up, I'm still gonna be around.
Oh, that's
So,
good. Because, they like, a lot about their organization right now from being on the inside as far as being a player, and then you want to give back to whatever upcoming players are coming up next after you. So that's pretty interesting. A lot of people, when they feel like they're done with their organization, they just try to move on to something different, but you basically want to give back to the organization that you're in right now. And that's like, you might as well pat yourself on the back, because what other way to do that? You're doing what you got to do. You're doing what you love. The coaches and the staff already know you, so it's pretty much gonna go hands in hand when you're ready to get into that position. So that's
yes.
pretty good. That's pretty good. That's interesting, because a lot of people they say like, oh, I want to go coach, and I want to you know work with the up and coming children of the community, which is always great. The kids need some positive male role models, but
Yeah.
it's nice that you want to do something with the organization you know So let me ask you, what is it that you would like to add to this interview for anybody that's going to see this, so that they know who Will Winfrey really is?
Well, I would like to add to it. There's not much I can really add. Like I said, me personally, on a personal level, the fun, quirky guy that like to bust jokes. But on the field level, it's a whole different side of me. It's aggression, anger that comes out. Half the time I get angry at my teammates, and they're not even my problem. It's just, I mean, so it's like that's me on the field. So it's, I mean,
Well, I mean, that's what you got to do. You got to be somebody different on the field, because you got to look at that opponent like, I want to take your head off, but not really take their head off. But that's just how you
yeah.
got to feel to get, to accomplish your goal. So, do what you keep doing what you got to do. And I definitely appreciate you for taking your time out today to talk to me and do this interview. And you guys look out for Will, because he said he's coming. He is ready, and he is going to take your head off when he gets on that field. This concludes another episode of Meet the Mustangs, and it was my pleasure talking to you, Mr. Winfrey, number 58 of the Connecticut Mustangs.
Thank you. Have a good day.